Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It's Wednesday, and it's time for my Once Upon a Time recap. So to recap on tonight's episode, Victoria um, figures out that she needs to get Lucy to not believe anymore, and she has to crush Lucy's belief from the root. Um, and Victoria ups the rent in Sabine's place, making it more difficult for them. So Sabine decides to venture out on her own and start to make beignets. And as we know in the Tiana backstory in The Princess and the Frog, that Tiana is very good at making beignets, as we saw that Sabine brought Lucy one of her homemade beignets, and it looked super good. Um, we see that in the Enchanted Forest after Sale and Tiana meet at a sale. I guess that Tiana's family's going through hard times, and if they don't raise enough money, they're going to lose their castle. So she's feeling down on her luck, and Rogers is still looking on that cold case of the missing girl. And Ronnie Ronnie was awesome in this episode. She was starting to question why Henry was with Ivy. She's very suspicious of Ivy and thinks that he should be with Jacinda, that he's maybe a better option for her. And I'm like, oh, she went all mama bear on him. It was kind of cute. Um, Rogers talks to this perp that came in, and he notices that this tattoo he has on his wrist is the same as this sketch in the missing girl's sketchbook. So that puts a clue there that he might know something about the missing girl. And Sabine wants Jacinda to go in on this beignet business with her, but Jacinda's afraid to take the risk because, with her trying to get Lucy back, she wants to try to stay on the right path and try and win her back. And we see Dr. Facilier premieres in this episode, and I gotta say, he really does. They're really spot on casting. Dr. Facilier really did look like the Dr. Facilier in the movie, and he looked freaky scary. And he says that basically because Tiana's father's dead, that they obviously need somebody to rule the kingdom. So Dr. Facilier says that if Tiana wants to find a prince, she has to follow this red crow. And we also see that Ivy lets Henry know about dirt on her mother, because it seems like that Victoria is really pissing off Ivy. So it looks like Ivy wants to get revenge on her mom. And Henry tells Ronnie about Ivy's lead, and Ronnie's a bit skeptical because Ivy is Victoria's daughter, and she's thinking, why should we believe her and everything? And Ronnie wants, like I said, Henry to be with Jacinda. So once Henry leaves, Ronnie grabs Henry's phone and sends a message to Ivy, being Henry, that they're going to meet up, and then deletes the messages so Henry can't see. And we see that Sabine's baking the beignets, and again, they look amazing. And Lucy draws this firefly logo that she said that when Sabine was poor and everything, and all she could do was look at the stars where the fireflies are and wish on a star. And I like that they added that Princess and the Frog reference on there. It made me think of Ray and Evangeline on there, and it was kind of heartwarming. But also, I saw a Princess and the Frog reference with Dr. Facilier when he said, "I've got friends on the other side," like his song in the movie. Sabine, well, I should say, not Sabine, Tiana in the Enchanted Forest finds Prince Robert, which I'm a little confused as to why his name isn't Naveen like it is in Prince and the Frog, but I guess their names change. But, Victoria sees that Sabine in Hyperion Heights has a successful beignet business, so she gets one of her henchmen to try and ruin it somehow. Um, we find out the missing girl is Eloise Gardner, so I'm thinking, is this like Eloise at the Plaza or maybe the Secret Garden? I mean, one of the episode titles did say the Secret Garden. We find out that the perp actually set the kitchen on fire, so now their business is ruined now, and Jacinda is upset because she used money from the rent jar, so now they're gonna probably be behind on rent. So Jacinda's basically yells at Sabine, saying that things in life don't get better; they just stop, and that she shouldn't have these crazy dreams. So that it's kind of bad for both of them because they both feel bad then. Robert tries to steal the ruby, so he's not like the Naveen we knew. Apparently, Dr. Facilier stole his true love. His love is a frog, and he promises to set her free if he can get the ruby. So Tiana is heartbroken because she thought, oh, here's a prince here, but he ends up being a thief. Ronnie says to Ivy that she basically won't let her ruin Henry's life, that, Henry's a good kid. And Ivy decides to try to show Ronnie that she can trust her and leads her into the secret room that Victoria goes in. And Ronnie finds a picture, and it's not quite clear what she found, but it's clearly shooken her up. Tiana gives Facilier the ruby to try and we see that he's kind of been in this prison for a while, and it ends up freeing him. And Facilier says that he's not going to free the frog now, and that for Tiana's part in this, that she'll let him go free. And when Tiana's about ready to fight him, he stabs his voodoo doll, which I'm going to assume is Tiana because she kills over. But Tiana ends up fighting him and takes the frog back to Robert. And what was very interesting is that he kissed the frog, and the frog didn't turn into a princess or a girl. He turned into a frog. So yeah, that was quite an interesting spin they did on the Prince and the Frog tale. That definitely was a surprise. Jacinda feels bad about what she said to Sabine, so she actually buys a food truck with Roger's help to show that she believes in she believes in Sabine's dream, that they should try and make this dream come true and try to make a better lives for themselves. We find out Rogers thinks that Victoria is the one that set the place on fire, and it kind of looked like there's some chemistry going on between Sabine and Rogers, so I'm wondering if they're going to be each other's love interests this season. And we see outside the police station that the perp that Rogers was interviewing earlier is out there on the phone saying, hey, they found the girl. So that does confirm that he either kidnapped the missing girl, or he knows someone or something, or he knows about what happened. Ronnie shows the picture of her and Henry, and she's definitely confused by this, and so is Henry. Henry says that this is me, this is a younger version of me. So now it's like, what are they gonna do? And they're both not awake yet. I don't know if this is gonna make Ronnie wake up now from the curse, but we'll have to see. Ivy, I thought at first Ivy had a parallel story to Regina's, and that Victoria was like Cora, but it turns out that's not really the case. Things aren't really as they seem. Ivy goes into that secret room and asks the lady she asked the lady that Victoria's been talking to hide from Ronnie, and Ivy had a plan all along to get everyone to trust her, and apparently has been making it seem like Victoria's the one in charge, when in fact Ivy's the one in charge. And it turns out Ivy has been awake the whole time, and because when the lady calls her Ivy, she's, don't call me Ivy, call me Drusilla. So Ivy is awake from the curse. So the people that are we know now are awake from the curse is Weaver, Victoria, and Ivy. So yeah, this should be interesting. The previews for next week show that Ronnie and Henry are dealing with the fact that this is his younger version of Henry in the picture, and that this is also Ronnie. So it looked like Lucy was trying to get Ronnie to believe that this is Regina, that Regina's her, and trying to show her proof that she is Regina. So I'm wondering if Regina's maybe going to wake up next episode. But it also looks like Ivy's going to confront Regina, maybe poison her drink or something. I hope that's not the case. So I think next week's going to be a very Regina slash Ronnie centric episode, which I'm sure a lot of Evil Regals, including myself, will be happy with. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. If you guys want to check out Once Upon a Time, it is on Fridays, 8 p.m. on ABC. Till next time, stay regal.